for all the frames, guys. How do I not win that, dude? Like, truly. How did I lose that? I'm ass. I'm ass. Trent, thank you for 3 years on the tube, brother. Appreciate you.
Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check. Check, check. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're good. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody watching, welcome back to another stream. First and foremost, and it irks me to say this, and I'm going to get into that in a second. Prayers go out to the families, all the families affected by the events that happened today at Appalachian High in Winder. It's not too far from where we are. It's maybe about an hour, hour and a half out or so. But I wanted to start it and kind of go into what I've been up to, why we haven't been streaming all week, the weekend that I had, I being sick and starting to feel better, and that whole spiel, and then catching right before I go on, I start catching up on what's been going on with everything, and it's truly frustrating because it's like, when is the shit gonna stop? And I'm sorry if I'm cussing and all of that, but it's a legitimate question, right? Like, when is this shit gonna fucking stop? It makes no sense that kids can't go to school and the only thing they have to worry about is the teachers getting on their nerves or going to deal with their least favorite subject, or kid stuff. I just think, and I'm not going to get into the whole spiel over who needs to do what or whatever. Like, I just feel like people just need to be responsible all across the board. And this is it's close to home. So again, I have high school age kids, but also even when we lived back up north in Connecticut, we were right down the road from Sandy Hook when that happened, and it's just so frustrating to know that not only are kids being affected, but kids are doing it. I just think we got to do better. We got to do better. Yeah, that, like, I don't care what side of what you're on. I don't give a shit. We got to do better. Don't make it about nothing else other than the fact that we got to do better. Kid, like, come on, seriously. So, yeah. I didn't want to have to start on that kind of note, but it just. Hey, Erica, thanks for joining. Yeah, I didn't want to start on that note, but it definitely it's just it just sucks. It really does. It's unfortunate that these are the times that we live in. And it really shouldn't have to be that way. It shouldn't be that way. I don't care what side you lean towards. I think we can all agree that kids should freaking go to school and have to worry about being kids. If you want to try to make it about, if I hear anything but a yeah, but, or it was this or that, like, respectfully, like, kick rocks, go somewhere else. Sorry. Sorry, but not sorry. But yeah, happy Wednesday. It's kind of throwing us off with the holiday. I hope you enjoyed your holiday. I didn't really get a chance to relax so much this holiday, in a good and a bad way. We had some folks in all weekend doing CS2 or CS Counter-Strike matches all weekend, so that was fun to watch. Loved their story. They all grew up together, and ended up separating and ended up reconnecting. And not only did they all end up reconnecting, they all ended up moving to be close together with each other. And this was something that they did in their spare time, and have them. And now this is what they do. It's like they get together and they play online, but it wasn't the same. So they were looking for a space to do it, and we were lucky enough to accommodate them. So that was definitely fun to do. And then sometime Monday, I got really I felt really ill, and hopefully it was just like a little 24-hour bug, but I couldn't even I couldn't even get up to open up the shop yesterday. So we missed out on our Tuesday stream, our Tuesday tech stream. Told y'all I'm trying to figure out a regular schedule to start streaming. So, like I said, Monday would be our Rainbow Six. Tuesday would be something tech related. Wednesday would be a chill stream or whatever we wanted to do. Thursday would probably also be tech or STEM related. And then Friday we would go into our Fortnite, assuming we didn't have anything else going on. But this camera, I'm sorry, this camera keeps zooming in and out on me, and it's weird sometimes. But just let me know if y'all can hear me okay. We are streaming on multiple platforms today because I want to do some Q&A. So we are on our Alpha Esports and Technology channels across Twitch, Trovo, Facebook, YouTube, and then we are also streaming on our sister channel, the Alpha Cybersecurity channel, because I got some questions that need to be answered on the cybersecurity side. So we were also streaming on our Alpha Cybersecurity, Twitch, YouTube, and my personal LinkedIn page. So wherever you're watching, thank you for tuning in. Like I said, feel free to ask any questions. If you're familiar with hold on, let me just accept a couple of these requests here. But yeah, if you're familiar with how we do things, hey, what's going on, Mr. Amazing? How's things? It's been a while, I think. Yeah, it's been a minute. But yeah, wherever you're watching, thank you for watching. If you haven't done so already, please go right ahead, and you see that follower goal right here beneath me. We're trying to get it up to 200 across all platforms. So please, wherever you're watching, give that a like, a follow, a subscribe, whatever it's telling you to do. Please, and I'll explain why. It's not so much for me, but it's more for what I'm building out, and I'll explain that in a second. So all is well, just been grinding like crazy. How have you? Oh man, the fam is good. Family's great. Going back to school. And again, I think that's another reason why it really bothers me. Erica, new first time. Thank you Erica, thank you for joining, and I hope this will not be your last time. And yes, thank you. I am feeling a lot better. Like I said, hopefully it was just like a quick bug, or maybe I was just overworked. People talk about how entrepreneurship. Oh, everybody should do entrepreneurship. It's a grind. It is a grind, and I'm not one of those folks who were were fortunate enough to be able to say, hey, I'm just going to do this and focus on this. I still work a full-time job, and I also do consulting. So yeah, I think it is that beginning of the school year bug. Like when I used to work for the school system, like I used to get sick as soon as the school year started. So in Connecticut, school year starts the end of August into the beginning of September, and like usually by the mid-September, early October, I'm down for the count for at least a week. But being an entrepreneur is, and this is technically this is like my second or third business. So when we lived in Connecticut, I had a computer repair business, but it was more remote. Like I would just come to you. I didn't have a shop per se. I had a space that I could work out of, like a workbench. And then when I moved down here, I created Alpha Cybersecurity, which is my cybersecurity content channel, where we did our podcast and stuff. But most of that was remote, and that picked up during the hype during COVID. So we really, I grew up in C2. Yes, it seems like the school year starts, and it seems like it starts even earlier and earlier every year. Yeah, so like when we first came down, it was like, first week of August, and it was like, wait, what? No, that's weird. But yeah, it seems like the 7 or 8 years we've been down here, it seems like it seems to start a little bit earlier. But yeah, like I said, so anyway, and then I started up this New London. Okay, I was Norwich and New London, so I was Bridgeport and Stratford. And then where was I? Oh. Yeah, and then we opened up this space last year, and you would think with esports being so popular in Georgia and in the area where we are with a lot of schools that we would have a lot of the community buy-in. And that first year, it was a lot of me and these four walls. Actually, I take it back because we did do a lot of stuff around the community. We did stuff around the state. It's weird that I get a lot of business outside of our home location. So I'm always down in Atlanta. I'm in Athens. I'm in Marietta. Like I'm all over the place. But where we are, it just seems like they're still not buying in, even though they're buying in. So it's definitely been hard to do that and work full time and do the consultant work that I do as well. We also had the layoffs from last year. I was affected by that for a little while as well. So, but now things are going to, things are getting a little bit better. First year of business sucks, takes a long time. Yeah, it does. It does. Kentisha, do I need an intern? I actually have an intern, but I probably could use some more interns. We'll see what we can do. I'm trying to hold off to see what happens with our esports signups. I don't want to have a bunch of people and not be able to give them, adequate work. So we're working on kicking off our esports leagues, which start next week. Our esports programs are a little bit different from the school programs because I like to compare it to like if you've ever played baseball or basketball or any of the traditional sports, they have like the AAU or the travel teams. I like to compare our esports teams to that. We're not affiliated with just any school or any school district. We play teams nationally, and we compete for college scholarship opportunities as well as college recruitment. Erica, your kid can sign up by going to I'll put it in the thing, but www.alphaesportstech.com/esports for more information, and then you can click the registration button there. If you want, you can send me a message and I can give you more information as that as well. If you're local to the area, you can also stop by and you can check the place out. So for our we're doing esports programs for middle school and high school, and send an introduction message, absolutely, and I appreciate it. So we're trying to get our signups for that. I'm going to be honest, signups have been a little bit slow. Talking to some parents, they were still waiting to see what their schools are doing. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, definitely come by. Yeah, a lot of parents were waiting to see what if their kids got into any of the fall sports or like the fall clubs, like the extracurricular activities. So we're going to be cutting it really short with signups, but I'm hoping that we'll have some. If not, We still have our Wolfpack Esports Challenge that will be kicking off next month on top of all of our other regular events like our tournament, our Mario Kart and Smash Brothers tournaments that we hold monthly. Our tech and STEM workshops that we'll be launching shortly, and then also we're going to be introducing Friday Fight Nights, which are basically just Friday night events for fighting games. So we have a bunch of different things coming up. So I'm hoping to get the esports stuff kicked off. If not, then we'll just have to sit this semester out and wait till the spring semester to get kids involved. But I think it's a great opportunity. Again, doing something they love in an organized fashion, and also getting the opportunity to play kids, make new friends across the country, and possibly get picked up by some colleges or get looked at by colleges. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But like I said, again, just to recap, I want to just again give my heartfelt condolences to everybody who was affected at the Appalachian High School in Winder. And now I will open it up for any questions that anybody has for me. So we're, typically on Wednesdays is just, I might throw a game on, I might do some stuff, but I wanted to stop and do some Q&A, especially while I'm catching up. Like I said, Monday was kind of crazy. Tuesday, I did some work from home, and then when it got time to get up, it was like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna lay back down. And today I'm just kind of catching up. So if you have any questions for me, it could be gaming related, it can be life related, cybersecurity related, because again, that's the other side of what we do here. I do work in cybersecurity. I'm actually, do I want to announce that yet? I think I'm supposed to, but I'll wait. I'll wait. Got a lot of cybersecurity related stuff coming down, coming very soon, especially with next month being Cybersecurity Awareness Month. I have ethical hacking workshop, I think on October 12th. We also have cybersecurity cohort we're looking to launch. I'm hoping to launch it also around mid-October, and that's going to be like a 12 to 15 week program. It's going to be intense. It's going to be a lot of lecture and hands-on stuff, and it's not going to be a typical, 1 or 2 day event. So we'll have more information coming out about that very soon. What else do we have for Cybersecurity Awareness Month? There's going to be a lot of content around cybersecurity really soon. So stay tuned for that. What else can we talk about? I don't know. All right, y'all talk to me. Have you thought about putting a calendar on your website? Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on doing a calendar that's going to have all the events as well as reservations. We're getting a lot of questions about having a calendar for people to reserve like birthday parties or private events. So we're in the process of exploring revamping the website. But yes, a calendar. We had a calendar on there, and I guess that's the thing with sometimes dealing with WordPress. It doesn't play well with the theme, so I'm gonna have to do some tinkering. But yes, thank you for your suggestion though. But yes, we are definitely looking into a calendar that's gonna have all the weekly events, and this I'm gonna put a calendar here on this wherever we're on our streaming platforms as well, so you get a schedule of our streaming days. Oh, Wolfpack Esports Challenge. Why are we talking about the follow-up? The following. But yes, anyway, sorry about that. As a parent, I totally understand where you're coming from with the calendar too. But yeah, we're definitely looking into that. We're trying to make the website a little more intuitive and like a single pane of glass. So we're definitely gonna do that. No, I definitely I get it. I get it. Yeah, well, we will definitely we'll get that calendar up or try to get it back up. Right now, if you go on the website, if you scroll down, we do have like let me see if I can bring it up here. So it's not quite a calendar per se, but if you scroll down on our website and see, I'm actually in on the back end trying to deal with it right now. But if you look, we have like upcoming events here, and this is where the calendar used to be. Yeah. So this is where all the calendar stuff where the calendar used to be, and it wasn't working properly. So we ended up making like an upcoming events list. So that's what we have on the website for now. And then we also have all on the main page. This is some of the merchandise that we have, or some of the partnerships that we offer. You can catch the VOD reviews of our live streams, and then also any articles or things that we write. So down here on the bottom, you see we have these are actually all the esports related things that we have going on. So we have our partnership with Stay Plugged In, which is a platform for gamers and colleges to communicate and send their highlight videos or whatever stuff that they want to send out for recruitment purposes. We have the Vanta League, which is one of the esports leagues that we partnered with, and then also the Amateur Esports Association. So between these two leagues, that gives us several opportunities to compete against teams nationwide and on a national stage. And then we just have some stuff from the community. So, so yes, Erica, thank you for the feedback. Like I say, we will definitely look into that. But if you wanted to look at the esports stuff, here you see we have just a quick rundown of what our esports programs are, or what we offer in our esports programs, and then here's the options that you have, and then you can hit register, and then it's just a registration form. So give me 1 second. I will be right back. I just need to take this call. So, all right, y'all, I'm back. You know how that, well, and all my tech folks know, once you work in tech, you're the family tech support. Um, so where were we? Oh, yes. Why I'm trying to get this built out here. So I'm actually going to go to the Wolfpack Esports Challenge. Now, Maddox, what's going on? Ty, what's up? So let's switch gears for a second. So the Wolfpack Esports Challenge. Yes, yo, Mister. Yeah, you are 100%, man. The moment you do anything tech related, electronic related, you are now the family tech support. Man, I was the tech support. I was tech support before it was tech support. Man, it was I've always messed around with electronics and actually home theater. I'm gonna switch back here. Home theaters were my thing. Like I loved surround sound. Like I don't know. It's just something always intrigued me about getting that immersive sound. And I've been doing that from when I was younger. But yeah, I remember my family would buy stuff, and I wouldn't even be in town. I was in the military, and my mom bought a whole new surround sound system and did not take it out the box for like 3 months because she knew I was coming home on leave. So when I came home to visit, it was like, yeah, welcome home. We missed you. Oh, yeah, by the way, while you're here, set that up for me. Thanks. But yeah, that's yeah, you're always the family tech support. So so the Wolfpack Esports Challenge, and again, this is why I'm really pushing hard to get that follower number up, is because I want to provide. So with let's give a quick rundown of what the Wolfpack Esports Challenge is. So the Wolfpack Esports Challenge is my brainchild, and it's an esports league that involves not just the gamers, but it also incorporates bringing in the community and the family as well. So the Wolfpack Esports Challenge, if you can play individually, or if we have enough folks, you can actually play as a team. I'm hoping that obviously we get enough people as a team, but what happens is every week, it's for 12 weeks, they're playing a different game. So we're not just focused on one game. Here are some of the games that we will be playing depending on age and parent permission. But you can go from Mario Kart to Hearthstone to Tetris. I actually built out a retro gaming machine, so now there's gonna be some retro stuff. FC24, Mario Tennis, Tekken, Street Fighter, Fortnite, Fall Guys. There's going to be a whole bunch. I think the last time I counted is somewhere close to like almost 20 something games. And every week we spin a wheel, and depending on what happens, that's the game you'll play that week. So now, whether you can be great at one game, but now you have to learn to adapt. If you work as a team, you're going to have to pick your teammates based on what they're good at, their strengths and weaknesses. So you can't just have someone who's good at all racing games or who's good at all fighting games. You might need to build that well-rounded team. So how do we get the community buy-in? Well, for one, we've already spoken to several organizations around the North Georgia area, including Gwinnett Technical College in Lawrenceville, who've agreed to do it as well. But what we're going to do is throughout the season, we're going to play in different venues. So, for example, we'll play here. We might play at Main Event. We might play at a community center somewhere. We might play at Gwinnett Tech, right? Hypothetically speaking. But it gives the gamers opportunities to see what gaming can do for them in other aspects of it besides the keyboard and mouse or controller, right? There's game development, there's game design and software development. There's cybersecurity. There's tech support. There's production, streaming, shoutcasting, content creation, coaching, managing. There's things like that. And then with the parents and the community, the other things that we're trying to do is we're trying to get them to buy in by offering what is known as elevation points. So elevation points are extra points or extra bonuses you can get for your gamer, whether it's your child, your student, whoever, doing great things around the community. If the teachers say, hey, they were an excellent student this week, or they struggled here, but they brought their grade up. If parents say, hey, they did their chores or whatever, it gets just giving them opportunities. And what the idea is, we're going to incentivize them doing the right thing, right? I get it. They should just be doing the right thing anyway. But, when we grew up, and I hate to sound like back in my day, but, before we could do what we wanted to do, we did the things that we were supposed to do. We did the things that we our chores, the things that we were tasked to do. And I feel like if we kind of do something like that and incentivize it, it'll also have a positive benefit. So back to these numbers here. We're going to broadcast all of the matches. Now, again, I work in cybersecurity, so unless I am given explicit permission from the parents, I will not divulge any names, and I will not divulge any faces. You'll see their gamer tags or their nicknames, and you might see the back of them. But most of it will just be gameplay. If we do when we do the shoutcasting, they won't be on camera, but they'll be talking, giving the play-by-play analysis, because that's the other element of it. They're not only going to play the game, they're also going to learn about broadcasting, streaming, content creation, and stuff like that. So, like I said, so that's why I want to get the numbers up as well, because I want to be able to give them the opportunity to shine in front of an audience, right? Whether it's virtual or here in person, or whether we have one of our other events with some of our partners. So, so if you can, tell a friend to tell a friend, please. Like, subscribe, follow, click the bell for notifications. Check us out when we're live. And like I said, we're going to be streaming out of here multiple times a week. So just kind of go back here. So like I said, so it's not your ordinary esports competition. It demands more than just individual skill. You got to learn how to strategize and communicate and adapt as a team. And it's not just about winning games. So again, like I talked about before, there's 3 ways to get points. There's play, there's learn, and there's elevation points. So you can earn points in each one of those. Play, obviously, is from your gameplay. Learning is through the lessons that we're going to be providing through the program. So learning about how to start an esports club, how to shoutcast, how to set up a stream, how to keep yourself safe online as we get into October and Cyber Safety Month. There's going to be little quizzes and questions as well, and that there'll be opportunities for them to get points. And then, like I said, lastly is just elevation points. So just being a good person. These are things that we want to focus on. A lot of organizations focus on the player, but we want to focus on great people who are also great gamers. So, so you have this information here. We said the preseason was going to kick off last month. We did do a little trial run, obviously, and it turned out to be very, very successful. We learned a lot from it, and now we're going into, I guess you want to call this season 00, since it's the prototype. But yeah, so that's what we got going on with the Wolfpack Esports Challenge. I hope I didn't lose y'all. I hope I didn't bore y'all with the information. But if you have any questions, please go right ahead and feel free to ask away. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here to do. So So I just checked our Twitch followers on Alpha Esports Technology. We have 9 followers to go before we hit 50. So if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and click that follow button on Alpha Esports Tech on Twitch. Ty says he had to stop by. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, brother. Thank you. Maddox, if you still here, man, what you been up to? Let me scroll and make sure that I've answered all the questions so far. I think I have. All right, make sure I didn't leave nobody out across any of the platforms. And again, wherever you're watching, we appreciate it. We are, like I said, streaming live on our Alpha Cybersecurity channel on YouTube and Twitch, our Alpha Esports Technology channel on YouTube and Twitch, our Alpha Esports and Technology channel on Trovo, our Alpha Esports and Technology channel on Facebook. Hey, hold on. Claire, with who? Juno? And it was competitive. Okay. Oh, Mercy. Okay. 21,000. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see. Have I still been diving on it? So, yeah, I'm still doing the API stuff. You know, I'll always do the API. I'll always be a hacker. I haven't been in a pen tester role now for a little while, but I'm always labbing and researching. So I probably need to get back into it a little bit more in depth. I'm probably a bit rusty, but it's like riding a bike. So I don't know if you were here earlier when I talked about I got laid off back in November and just kind of been doing some consultant work and just building out my gaming center. So I haven't been doing a lot of like new attacks lately. Ty says no problem, still on the hacking grind, felt like a yo-yo. That's the life. One minute you think you got it figured out, next minute you're dealing with imposter syndrome. Seeing what you've been going through made me to transition my focus. You know, and here's the thing. And the detection engineering space is a good space too. I don't think, and I mean, it's not a siloed thing. I think a lot of things happen at the same time, and it was just bad timing for probably for me or for a lot of people. You have people who are getting laid off. You have the industry who is trying to scale back from all of the hiring they did in 2020, 2021, 2022. Scale back on the money that they were paying out when, you know, they were just kind of doling out big dollars. And I saw a lot of great pen testers get cut, and that was my old shit. And it was a money thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. Here's my prediction for going into Q4 and going into 2025. Okay, and y'all can quote me on it here. I'm trying to make sure I say this the right way without pissing off somebody in the future. But because I've seen a lot of great pen testers get let go. I've seen a lot of great CISOs get let go. I've seen a lot of great people get let go, but I think it wasn't so much of the fact that they got let go for any other reason than the money, right? Because with great pen testers, with great CISOs, with great threat detection, you know, and threat emulation or whatever it is you want to call them, they were getting paid a lot of money, right? I mean, they were getting paid anywhere from 175, 225, 250, 300K for some upper level CISOs. So you have that, and they're like, we got to cut that back. So, which brings me back to my my prediction. They cut corners a lot this year, right? They got rid of a lot of pen testers, and a lot of pen testers were forced to go do something else or go start their own thing. And now they hired people who weren't as qualified, or they maybe even outsourced some of these jobs, and that's fine. I'm not telling nobody how to run their business, but with all of the breaches and all of the attacks going on, there's going to be a very desperate need for really good security folks coming by the holidays. So Q4 into Q1, Paul. Yeah, it's been a while. Appreciate it. Thanks for jumping in. But yeah, there's going to be a massive. And they're already calling it now. They're saying, "Oh, September is going to be this hiring craze." I still don't think they're ready to go. Okay, yeah, we're gonna come back to the numbers that we were talking. But I definitely feel like what's going to end up happening is all of those pen testers who got laid off, they're not. If you look, a lot of them aren't really scrambling to get back to a full-time job. Why? Because now they said, okay, everything that we thought we knew about working full-time is no longer true, right? Job security, no, you can get laid off at any given moment. I saw people who got hired and got laid off before they even started the job because they got rid of the job after they hired, like during that 2-week break before they started the job. But anyway, so they started doing consultant work, and now for consultant work, they're charging, $185, $200 an hour, $300 an hour. Some folks, charging, whatever. I did a pen test, and it was like a short pen test on a thing, and I made a bag for like 4 days of work, right? So you have all of this. So now what's going to end up happening is they're going to say, hey, can you come back? Nope. Now you're stuck because you're going to end up paying more to get that person to work contract to contract or gig to gig, because now with that kind of money, they can go get their own damn insurance, right? You've already showed them that job security isn't a real thing anymore. So it's going to take some time to rebuild that trust, and it's going to cost them the same money that they think they're saving. So that's my prediction. Q4 going into Q1, Q2 2025, a lot of people they're either going to be paying back that same kind of money, or you're going to have a lot of pen testers saying, "Hey, go do some contracting, You're interviewing for a junior detection engineer. Yeah, I mean, so that's what I'm saying. It's like what they're doing right now is they're laying people off, and they're looking at, and I blame, I'm not going to name the name of the company, but I blame one of the big companies because they came out publicly and said, we're saving hundreds of thousands of dollars because we're laying off our people and we're hiring, we're outsourcing. And everybody else said, oh, well, if they're doing it, then we can do it. And you have people getting laid, and now they're laying off these people. Problem is these companies that they're trying to follow are already too big to fail. So you're trying to follow suit, thinking it's going to save me some money. They're one of them, but that's not the one I'm talking about. But you're following suit, but then what happens is now you don't have the bandwidth. You don't have the people who have the technical acumen, right? Going back to when I said I made a bag for like 3-4 days worth of work. They laid off all of their people, and then brought in these. I don't want to. And I don't want to. I'm not. They brought in these less experienced pen testers, and put them on a pen test. Put them on an application pen test that had an API. You didn't have someone who was knowledgeable enough to look at it and go, to scope it out and go, oh wait, not only is this a web app, there's also an API involved, right? And they already weren't equipped to deal with the web app. So now they're scrambling and they're going, hey, you know, we agreed to this pen test, yada yada yada, and they did their first, you know, they took their first crack at it, but no one feels confident that it was done. Can you do it? Can you do it? And you know, we only have like a week, whatever. Oh yeah, I can do it. The question is are you going to pay? Yes, we'll pay. Okay. Right? Now, with that being said, has it always been easy? No. Right? You go from having essentially a guaranteed paycheck to now living week to week, month to month. And I'm fortunate enough that between, you know, my LinkedIn learning courses, my teaching and consulting that I do, the consulting work that I do with other companies, you know, I'm fortunate enough that has been able to take care of things, but it definitely hasn't been easy. But at the same time, I'm looking at it going, the more I'm surviving, the more I'm learning to adapt, right? The more that you're forcing me to figure out how to do this on my own, the less I want to run back and go, oh, I want to go back into a full-time pen tester role. Here's the thing. It's not that your skills aren't, it's not that it might not be that your skills necessarily aren't there yet. You won't know until you're in it, right? You won't know until you could read the books, you can get the certs, but until you get that hands-on and you're there in front of keyboard and you're able to go with it, then you'll never know, right? Again, I use myself as the example. You could not tell me nothing when I got my CEH, right? And it's funny now, 10, 11, 12 years later. But when I got my CEH, because I had some hands-on stuff, because I did a bunch of labs and all of that, and because the CEH just was so easy to me. To me, the CEH was easier than the Security Plus certification, right? When I took the Pen Test Plus beta, the Pen Test Plus beta was harder than the CEH at that time. And I'm not saying that to bash EC Council. They have their own issues. I'm not bashing them. I've heard the certification has improved tremendously since I took it. But when I got that certification, you couldn't tell me nothing. Right? And then I got my first pen testing job. And I think it was by the second or third pen test, and I was like, man, I don't know shit. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know anything. Right? And then I got another pen testing gig, and it was all web apps. The CEH just, at that time, I don't know if they do now, but at that time, the CEH did not prepare you for web app pen testing. So now I have to learn that on the fly, right? I'm working for a government contractor at this time, and all they do is web apps. So luckily, and I will always give credit where credit is due. Shout out to Cliff Hewling, CB Hugh. I think he's on, if he's still on Twitter or X. He pulled me to the side and was like, yo, sit over here and basically learn Burp Suite until you love it. And from there, it was like, not only did I get good at it, I didn't want to do regular pen testing anymore. I was like, no, I'm an application pen tester. So you don't know until you know. So you can, like I say, so all you can do is lab and grind it out until you're put in that spot, right? And then, you know, and with this economy, with everything the way it is right now, I mean, you have opportunities to test out your skills, right? And this isn't an endorsement of anybody, but you're on Hack the Box, right? Okay. Cobalt, shout out to Cobalt. Not Cold Fire, Cobalt. Cobalt has what they call the Cobalt Core. All the Cobalt Core is basically a pool of freelance pen testers. So they look at who's available and they say, hey, we have this job, can you do it? Right? Now, to apply to be a member of the Cobalt Core, you have to go through the application process, and then you have to basically do a practical exam. Not exam, but a practical tryout. The practical tryout is a Hack the Box VM. So if you already know how to navigate through Hack the Box and you know how to do CTFs, this should not be too much more difficult. You know, this shouldn't be out of your element. And now guess what? You're getting money to do it on your own time. If you see a job and you have some availability, take it, right? It's like $1,500. I mean, it ain't senior pen tester money, but it's a good side gig, right? And see, I'm saying all of this now because, again, these are things that I had to figure out when we were in survival mode, trying to figure out how to navigate this uncertainty of getting laid off. Okay, I can take this and I can do this, or if I want to keep my skills sharp, I can go over here or I can do this. So these are things that I've learned along the way, right? You do maybe 1-2 weeks worth of work, and then boom, you get paid, right? So if you're still working a job, that's good side money. If you're not working a job and this is whatever you can do, you know, you do 1 or 2 a month, that's a few $1,000s, right? Yeah, you got to take out what you got to take out for taxes, but that's putting your skills to use. See what I'm saying? So, it's, like I said, the more you're left to figure out your own things, the more you're able to just kind of look at it and go, all right, I can now watch me work. All these other certs like PJPT and PNPT, the certs are new to. The certs are going to be a part of the game regardless. Right? I was having a discussion with somebody, and I don't want to sound, again, getting laid off sucks, but it gave me the opportunities to do so many different things, and now I've met so many people and had so many different conversations. I had a conversation with somebody who's doing stuff with that White House initiative for cybersecurity education, and we talked about it. Certifications is the way to go. Cybersecurity certifications are going to be the way to go. I'm not going to say that it's going to forego college, but I'm going to say it's definitely going to be an alternative. As college is getting more and more expensive and harder to get into, thanks affirmative action getting let go. But as it gets harder, as it gets harder to get into colleges or to afford colleges, people are going to look at cybersecurity certifications if that's what they want to do and say, I can spend $45, $50K a year on school, or I can spend $10,000 and get these certs. And in the same 2 to 4 years, I can get these certs and this education and this training and this hands-on experience, and probably even land an internship or even a paid job in half the time. Right? So you have to know the skills. But the certifications are going to be required, especially if you want to land a government job, right? The DOD 8140 and 8570, and shout out to Bees. Bees has been preaching this for as long as I've known Bees. Government jobs, if you can get a government job, yeah, the pay might not be all that great starting out. Actually, I take it back. Cybersecurity roles, the pay is not that bad. It's pretty decent. But you get a ton of other benefits that go along with it. And if you can do that for a little while and you can stack that bread and you can go overseas and stack that bread tax free, man, look, I'm never just gonna have one income. I've been laid off too many. Man, look, and that's the truth, right? What does it matter if you like? What does it matter if you used to get paid 150K if now you don't get paid at all, right? So instead, no. If I can get paid, if I can get paid 6 figures over here, and then get paid another whatever consultant fee here, and then get paid another small bag over here. Like I said, when I start back, and I guess I will say that when I start back InfoSec Unplugged, I'm gonna have so much. I got so much stuff to talk about. Because the last 18 months has opened my eyes to so much around the industry, around the people, around it just really made me look at it, taking a step back from being in it. It's like, imagine being in a house all the time, and you're never able to look at the outside of the house, right? Because you're always inside, and now you have to take a step out, and now you're standing outside of the house, and now you can walk around and go, damn, the siding is busted, or that driveway could be paved, or this is messed up over here, right? It's the same concept. Like the last 18 months allowed me to look at a lot of things that's going on and go, interesting. Look at a lot of people and go, interesting. Right? So, I definitely am going to have a lot to talk about. And I see the messages. If you're still watching, I'm going to get to it in a second. But yeah, it allowed me to take a step back. And honestly, now that I have been working on securing other streams and sources, I think it allows me to talk a little bit more freely than I had been before. Because now before I didn't really care if I upset anybody because I was speaking truth to power. But now I really, really got... If y'all seen InfoSec Unplugged before, y'all know what I'm talking about. But this time now, it's like I said, these last 18 months have been, actually it's probably been more than 18 months now. But the last 2 years, I'll say, from pretty much the end of 2022 up until now, has allowed me to see certain things in a different light. Actually, I'll take it back to the end of 2022. Yeah, December of 2022, that's when I started seeing certain things, and I was like, And then beginning of 2023, when I started looking, truth be told, I always knew the next phase of my career was going to be teaching and training people. But everybody that I went to for those opportunities, with the exception of LinkedIn, shout out to LinkedIn, love y'all. I'll probably be in touch about another course soon. Everybody else just kind of did the lip service thing. LinkedIn was the only company to go, all right, let's go. Let's do it. Whatever you say, let's go. And gave me that opportunity. Not only did they give me that opportunity, LinkedIn gave me that opportunity twice. So everybody that you've seen me advocate for, do work with, show up on their streams, do presentations for, that they're making money, they're making ad revenue off of my talks, but I get nothing, because it was supposed to be about the exposure. But it was supposed to lead into opportunities for being an instructor. All of that didn't pan out the way it did. So it was like, all right, cool. Well, stop begging. What do we always talk about? Stop begging people to sit at the end of their tables and get whatever scraps they give you and start building your own. And that's what I started doing. And that's where the keeping the cybersecurity and tech element of my esports center became to be so why that's so important, because I'm building my own table. And sometimes building your own table or building your own, it takes time, it takes work. It's not easy, it's bloody, it's messy, but you got to keep at it. And I'm saying that not for y'all. Honestly, I'm saying that for myself, because in my head, I've probably quit more times than I can imagine. So, question: schedule about my live streams, and I'll respond to this as well. Like I said, I'm gonna be putting out a schedule of the different live streams. I just want to make sure that I can stay honest to that, because if you've ever streamed or had to do live stream or content creation before, it is a grind. So I'll definitely try to put up a tentative schedule. And yes, I will definitely do that. Let's see. And then the other question was, as far as the leagues, yes, as long as so for the leagues that we're running, for those, as long as you can verify. As long as they can be verified, that they are who they say they are, and that they're the right age, then yes, we can offer remote options. Yeah, streaming. And you know what? Can I talk a little spicy? Right? Because I see we got some folks from my cybersecurity side. Can I talk a little spicy? Respectfully, of course. Come on, somebody, please. Somebody. Can I talk my issue just a little bit? All right, boom. Okay. Here's the thing with cybersecurity streaming. Okay? Y'all ready? Don't get me to lying. Here's the thing about cybersecurity streaming. I'm going to say cybersecurity podcast, right? And now let's go over here. Let's see. All right, so you have Tech is the New Black. No comment. You have Gerald Auger, right? And I'm just gonna go through folks that have a large following. David Bombal, right? Shout out to you got Hacker Valley. Shout out to Ron. You have Day Cyberwalks. You have me, right? Let's see. You have the AI Cybersecurity Podcast. Shout out to him. He actually beat me out of the SANS Award for Cybersecurity Podcast Live Stream of the Year, and rightfully so, because he's awesome. You have Tanya Janka with We Hack Purple. I don't know if she's still doing it. There's Boyd. You also have the bro Textual Chatter, Henri. You got Heath. Heath isn't really doing podcasts, right? But you got Bees. I'm just scrolling right now. So, with all of the names I've just listed, with all the people I just listed, and I can go on. No one's really making a lot of money off of cybersecurity podcasts, right? Shout out like Philip Wiley. Philip Wiley probably has some stuff with his sponsorships or stuff. So Phil's probably making some money. Bees is probably making some money. Oh, Bees is definitely. Oh, shout out to Bees. Let me tell you something. Bees. I know Bees is trying to do the government contracting thing, but I'm gonna need to throw a bag Bees' way, just so she could put me on to her social media strategy, and then flip that into the content creation, and then flip that into her podcast. I'm gonna need to talk to Bees. But shout out to Bees, right? So anyway, Bees is probably making some money. Phil's probably getting a little bit of money. Hacker Valley's is getting some money. Network Chuck, John Hammond, IPSEC, David Bombal, Gerald Auger's probably getting a check. What's his name? Neil Bridges. Shout out to Neil. He's probably getting a check. Sands is anything that comes from Sands, because of this. Anytime they go live, they're gonna get hundreds of people on stream. Who else? If David Kennedy decided he's gonna come out with a podcast, he probably would make a bag off it. But here's the crazy part. A lot of them are getting money through sponsorships. They're not getting it through the ad revenue. Now, like I said, with the exception of a few, Bees is probably getting it. Bomble's probably getting it. Network Chuck's probably getting it. Hammond, IPSEC. And I'm not saying that to count anybody's pockets. I'm just saying it for the facts, okay? At its peak, InfoSec Unplugged probably made a few $100 in a month, right? And that's from super chats, that's from ad revenue and whatever, right? And now remember, Google takes half, Twitch takes half, so that means I would, in order to get 200-300, that means I had to get anywhere between 400 and 600, right? Now you still got to pay taxes on that. That ain't no money to live off of. It's a nice little whatever, but now you also have to remember how hard you work to get to that, right? So at that time, for YouTube to get monetized on YouTube, you had to have 1,000 watch hours. No, it was like 10,000. It was something crazy. It was like 10,000 watch hours with 1,000 subs and some other whatever, right? I don't even remember what it is. I could be wrong. But it was something crazy. It was not easy to do. That being said, you have people who are on the bottom of the barrel, scraping the bottom of the barrel. And I'm gonna be real and I love my pack, I love my subscribers, I love my followers of InfoSec Unplugged. If you next to the names that I just listed, InfoSec Unplugged is bottom of the barrel. Okay? Just calling it for what it is, but it was never, for me, it was never about the numbers. It was about the content, and it was about what I was trying to put out there. But when you have other people who aren't putting in the same amount of work or don't have the same, right? Don't have the same following as me. And I just said, compared to those other names, I'm bottom of the barrel. But you have people who weren't measuring up to me, but somehow making it seem like it was something else that made me have more than them, right? I've had people tell me that, oh, it was just because I got support because I was black or because of whatever, right? And it's like, bro, none of us are making any money. None of us are making any money, right? I don't even stream on the same day as some of these people, right? But you wondering about why, oh, you know, only reason you get more support than me is because, you know, you have support of minority groups and yada, 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 and I can't get minorities on my stuff. And, bro, you making a big deal out of nothing, right? When I got nominated for the Sands Award, there were people who were calling in and emailing, like sending like Karen letters, like, why? Oh, I started before he did, and I'm gonna be honest, and I haven't really said this before. Like, it made me not want to do it because it was just like, it made me want to respond in a way that I felt I outgrew. Right? I don't do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do, but I worked hard to overcome the obstacles and things that made me who I was to be someone else, right? And it's not that I'm pretending to be someone else. I wanted to be a better version of myself for my wife, my daughter, and my son because they deserve that. But every once in a while, that guy comes up like, "Hey, what's going on? Hey, we got action. What's the move?" So when you start hearing day after day, week after week, month after month, someone or a group of people attacking you just because you have more viewers on your live stream than they do, and it's like, and the crazy part is, bro, I was supporting a lot of these people because I felt like there's enough for all of us, right? There's enough for all of us to whatever. And you have your fans, I have mine. And I don't even and like I said, I don't call them fans, but it was just like, I have my supporters, you have yours. So why whatever? You know what I'm saying? So now when all of that was going on, and I remember I would reach out to other people who had a larger following, in the content creation, because I started noticing certain trends, and it was like, the part that got me was like, you go talk to people and it was like, oh, well, it never happened to me though, so, you know, it's okay. I was like, again, interesting, right? Now I'm curious because now I've been gone almost 2 years. And the last InfoSec Unplugged, don't get me to lying. Don't get me to lying. The last InfoSec Unplugged was either my Twitch stream died? Oh, come on. Let's see if we can bring it back up. But yeah, my last InfoSec Unplugged episode was Meryl Vernon. Shout out to Meryl. Actually, is Vernon still her last name? But so it was, yeah, Meryl Vernon. So anyway, this was my last run. My last InfoSec Unplugged run. So my last InfoSec Unplugged was a year ago. And even then, look, I told you, bottom of the barrel. I'm at 333 views. Right? I'm not even gonna, right? But in the meantime, right? I mean, I had John Hammond, right? And this was shortly after. Yep. So this was the last InfoSec Unplugged run. So reevaluating your why. Then I had Mary and Jessica Gulick. Then I had John Hammond. I had Ozzy, which I feel like, you know what? Y'all need to go back and rewatch that one because Ozzy is dope. And I feel bad that I wasn't able to generate enough audience on that episode. But Ozzy is awesome. Same thing with my brother Charles, 172. Jeez. Jack Victor, Jack Vic, shout out to him. Charles, Merrill, like this, that was my last InfoSec Unplugged run. So a year ago. So I'm curious now to see, and I'm purposely not saying any names. If y'all know, y'all know. But I've been gone a year, so when I come back, I want to know what the excuse is then. I want to know what it is then, because see, I've been chilling. And while I was chilling, y'all were still saying questionable things and, grouping up with people who also have large followings but feel like they can say certain words that they probably have no business saying, but they said they can say it because they grew up in a certain part of town and people thought it was okay. Oh yeah, I'm talking spicy right now. But and it's sad. It's sad. This is content creation. We're talking about podcasting. We're talking about interviewing people for cybersecurity careers. I thought the name of the game was to help people change their lives. And that's what it's always been for me. But somehow I fell into this thing where people started targeting me because they felt like they should be in a spot or they should be getting some of the accolades that I was getting, and I didn't even win anything. Right? I won. Actually, I take it back. I was a finalist for the SANS Difference Maker Awards, and I won Content Creator of the Year from the Blacks in Cybersecurity Group, which I am honored to have received. And then I was also honored with the Black Tech Achievement. Well, I was nominated for the Black Tech Achievement Award, but that was what I was doing with Alpha Esports and Technology. So it was discouraging to kind of go through and deal with all of that nonsense, and it's like, this is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm here. So yeah, no, it's definitely whatever. It is what it is. But when I do come back, I do want to hear what the excuse is for that. And like I said, it's going to be a different approach to InfoSec Unplugged, is because again, I'm 1 foot out the door, right? I'm trying to live out my dream and it's still InfoSec, it's still cybersecurity, but I am not doing the day-to-day hustle and bustle of, working in cybersecurity, so to speak, anymore, right? Like I tell people all the time in my Discord, I will always be a hacker. I don't know if I will always be in InfoSec or cybersecurity as a business. I will always create content. I will always help people get into this field. I will always teach and train and do my best to prepare people for what's in store, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I think that gets me in trouble sometimes, is that I call it out. I call it out by name. I call out the gatekeeping. I call out the foolishness. I call out the virtue signaling, and I call out the things that people think that people do because they think it's the right thing to do at that time, but as soon as it's no longer beneficial to them, they no longer support it. Yes, I'm talking about the whole DEI initiative from 2022. As soon as it became unpopular, they ran off and tried and got rid of all of the DEI initiatives. Don't Google it. Google it. So, but with that being said, my goal is to get people in the field and not have to worry about if they are a quote-unquote diversity hire, because anybody who has my stamp of approval has the skill set to deserve to be there. So I stand on it. And as a matter of fact, I actually got that validation from a group last week that talked about how, and my cybersecurity group that I trained, my cybersecurity group that I trained over the spring, several of them got internships, and now those internships are turning into full-time, paid government contracting gigs. So I don't talk just to talk. I put meanings and actions behind my words. I truly believe in being the change that I want to see. All right. Rant over. I promise. Rant over. But like I said, step your game up, because I'll be back real soon. Ty, appreciate it. So yeah, anyway, like I said, let me see if there's any other questions. If y'all got anything else, let me know. Hey, I don't know what that is, but thanks for tuning in. Please support by following. It looks like you're watching on Trovo, so go ahead and follow us on Trovo or subscribe or whatever it is that from whatever you're watching. And like I said, we appreciate the support. Yeah. So anyway, what's everybody's plans for the rest of the week? Or we're halfway through the week. Like I said, Monday being a holiday, and then Tuesday. So yeah, we're halfway through the week, and hey, joke. Yep, appreciate it. Also, go ahead and get that number up there. Studying. Yep. You know what? You know what I've been interested in, and I keep talking about it, but again, it's something that's going to require a lot of I don't want to say dedication, but it's definitely going to require a certain level of commitment. I'm just gonna keep saying thank you. I'm not sure what's being said right now, but I'm definitely gonna say thank you. You're reading the Cali book, Applying Knowledge Wherein, plus doing the Chinese. What Cali book are you looking at? Because I'm pretty sure most of the books have some labs, but the one thing I've talked about this before. I've talked about how streaming Splatoon, big run on Friday, maybe some Saturday and Sunday too. Okay. Oh, Splatoon. Okay, so, yeah. Yeah, Claire, if you're going to be streaming, let us know the times and we can try to support it. Try see if we try to get it supported. See if support it, and then actually, what I'll do is, I'll try to coordinate my Friday Fortnite stream, and then see if we can raid the channel so you and get some eyes over there too. Actually, everybody who's watching, Clarosity does some really fun streams. If you want to go over there and give them a follow, tell them I said hi. So the Cali, okay. Well, more Saturday because the event doesn't start till 8 on Friday. Okay. Well, like I said, we're going to see if we can try to support it. Claire's one of our day ones. So I'm gonna make sure they reach their goals. But yeah, well, like I said, one of the things that I keep talking about is I really want to start a series of streams where I don't want to say I'm starting over, but essentially starting over. Like I want to do like a zero to AppSec series of streams, trying to figure out where that would fit in the current schedule and the current landscape of what we're doing. But I think that, let me know what y'all think about that. Like, I'm talking about from maybe even from Security Plus up. Like I had an idea earlier this year. Sure. I don't know what's being said, so I hope you're not saying anything mean. But I had an idea earlier this year, or maybe even sometime last year, where I wanted to go down the rabbit hole again. Okay, I see chicken, but are you doing like emojis or something? Let me check it out on Trovo. So anyway, I've had this idea, like I said, and yep, you are. My fault. There you go. Appreciate it. So anyway, I've had this idea, like I said, and yep, you are. That's why I couldn't see what was being said. All right, so, yeah, like I said, I've been exploring the idea, but it's gonna take a lot of time. So I want to make sure that we have the following for it. I'm thinking about doing it. I've had some people approach me about doing it behind a paywall, and I think that's one of the other things that I held off on, right? Because we tried to find like some sponsorships and stuff for it, and it was like, oh yeah, do it. All right, yeah. So yeah, I've had some ideas and like, oh, put it behind a paywall, make it like a paid thing. And I thought about that and I said, I'm not sure. So what I think I'm gonna probably end up doing now is I'll probably have it'll be pay what you want or support however you can. And as you can see here, there you go. Up there, we have the support the stream. So you can, do stuff like buy me a coffee. You can, over there, you see we have different merchandise for like our hats, our jerseys, our hoodies. As it's starting to turn into hoodie season. You can support that way. And also, if you follow us on our Alpha Cybersecurity page, you can also support by doing like the super chats and stuff like that. So I think that's the way we'll go with it. But I want to make sure that we have people watching, or people will be able to tune into that. But like I said, I'm trying to figure out how that fits in the grand scheme of this new streaming schedule that we're going to be doing, because we do have a lot of content that's going to be coming between our STEM and tech stuff, our esports programs, and then whatever other cybersecurity stuff. Yo, y'all are just going off over here on Trovo. Sure. Anyway, so let me know in the chat what y'all think about that. Would y'all be interested in doing something like that? Again, it'll probably be a combination of like, you know, some lecture, not or yeah, like some lecture, some curriculum, some labs. So we'll probably be using things like Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, Haiku, maybe even build out our own VMs and stuff like that, and work through it that way. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Let me know. You know what day would work. Right now it would probably be somewhere between a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Just because, like I said, Mondays are definitely going to be my Rainbow Six struggle stream. We're getting better though. I didn't get the stream the other day because I was sick, but we're getting better. We're getting there. We're getting there. I try to make sure I don't do too much so that you can actually see the improvement on stream, but we're getting there. And so we have that. Fridays will be our Fortnite stuff. Saturdays will be our esports programs and our, whether it's the Overwatch practice, tournaments, or the Wolfpack Esports Challenge. Sunday we are off unless we have a reserved private event, and then we're back to Monday. So with that, like I said, we're about an hour and 40 minutes in. I'm going to go ahead because it looks like we lost the stream again on Twitch. And I wonder if it's just because we're streaming on too many platforms right now. Because like I said, we're streaming, again, we're streaming on 2 different Twitch channels. Okay. Yeah, we're streaming on 2 Twitch channels, 2 YouTube channels, Trovo, and LinkedIn. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then Facebook 8. So we are streaming on 8 different platforms right now. Shout out to Restream, by the way. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and call it. I got a couple phone calls to make, and I got some medicine to take. So thank y'all for rocking with me today. Hopefully this gave some more information into what we're doing, and you can tell some folks, you know, if they're close by. And we also offer it as well. What am I saying? Oh, we're offering virtual as well for our esports programs. So, hey, Ty, appreciate it, Mr. Amazing, man. It's always been always a pleasure. Claire, thank you. See you this weekend. Good luck on your streams. Erica, definitely will be in touch. Maddox is always a pleasure, my brother. Paul, thank you for hopping on. Like I said, we'll probably have to do this a little bit more often. Like I said, and to everybody else, I'll be back soon. And to everybody over there on Trovo with the emojis, keep it going. Yep. Fantastic. Good job. I don't know what you want me to say to that. I'm doing just fine. I play ball, I play video games, I do cybersecurity, I take care of my family, and you're on my stream. So God bless. See y'all later.